Cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Wednesday, March the 29th, 2023. And let's just get right into this. This was the farewell episode to Epiphany, and you know what, General Hospital did a beautiful job with this episode. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I wouldn't really rate this one, but if I had to rate it, I would give it a 10. They did a wonderful job on this. So we see Willow, Carly, and Bobby are at the hospital, and Willow is there because she wants to, Epiphany was really close to her. She was really close to Epiphany, and she meant a lot to her. So she's just like, okay, I want to be here to show my support. And then we see Nina and Liesel, and they're talking, and she said she's not gonna come because she didn't want hypocrites at Britt's funeral. And she said Epiphany and I butted heads. And then we see Diane approaches these two, and she tells them, listen, I have instructions from Epiphany for you. And Liesel reads the instructions, and she just smiles, so it had to be something cute. And so then we see Milo. He's actually there with Sonny, and Milo is actually Epiphany's ex-boyfriend. He's an ex, so he's taking it pretty hard, but it was nice to see him and Sonny, you know, Sonny comforting him, and it looked like he was really upset about that. Because when you have scenes with someone, you do go close to them, so he looked like he was really upset. So Sonny was there to comfort him. And then he asked Sonny how's the business. Sonny said they're having a little hiccup. He said, nah, I can always come back. And he said, just a one off, I'll help you out a little bit. But Sonny says, no, you're out of the business, you out of the game, and I'm happy that you are. So we see Robert and Laura were talking, and they just say it's been 60 years, and Epiphany is one of the good ones to go. And so Diane comes up to them, and she's talking to them and everything. And she says, she was over Epiphany's will, so she has things she needs to do for that. But were they able to find Ashby? And they were like, no. And Robert does let Laura know Diane can be trusted. So anyway, Diane ends up leaving, and Laura was like, you got a little pep in your step, Robert, after talking to her. Um, then we see Felix, who had a lot of scenes with Epiphany, and they shared a nice relationship. And Brad comes in, and he's comforting him because he knows how much Epiphany meant to him. And so, and Brad just lost Britt. So he knows what Felix is going through. So they're just there to comfort each other. Then we see Curtis as well as Marshall and Portia. They're at the house getting ready. And Marshall feels bad. He feels guilty. He said, if I hadn't persuaded her to go to school, none of this would have happened. She wouldn't have been on that road. And they said, no, Marsh, you can't blame yourself for that. That's not what happened. And Portia is just really kind to him. She says, you gave Epiphany hope, and all the naysayers who said she couldn't be a doctor, who said she couldn't do it, you helped her to put her dream back into reality. And I'm sure she was grateful for that because she got to prove people wrong. And so it was really kind words, and Curtis just mouths to her, thank you. So then we see Elizabeth, who's just, how when Elizabeth has to stay busy because Epiphany and Elizabeth had a special relationship. Y'all know, those of you who watch this show, they had a special type of relationship. And so she's devastated by this loss, as well as she feels like she disappointed Epiphany. She feels like what she did with Esme, trying to help Nicholas, was such a disappointment to Epiphany, and she wished she could have, made that up to her in the end. But Finn is trying to tell her, Epiphany knows how you felt about her, and I'm sure she was proud of you. No matter what, she was always proud of you. So then we see where Yvette, I think her name is pronounced Yvette or Yvette Brown, came in as a guest role. And she tells us what happened to Epiphany, which is that she stopped because Yvette had got into a car accident, and there was smoke, there was electricity and everything, but Epiphany jumped out and she helped her. And they said Epiphany did end up collapsing on the scene after she helped her, and they think it was just the smoke inhalation that got to her because of her heart condition. But she said, it made Elizabeth and Finn feel good to know that, you know, she died doing what she loved, which is helping people. Um, so then, they go to the memorial and everyone is saying beautiful words about her. They had Sonny, who, he had a special relationship with Epiphany. It would have been nice if they could have got Steve Burton to come back, because they, Jason and Epiphany had a special relationship. I don't know how they could have worked that out, but that would have been nice. And then we see Portia talks about her, Elizabeth, Carly, just all these different people just talk about how special she was, and the kind of relationship that, oh, I forgot to put Anna on here, but Anna and Felicia talked about Epiphany as well. They, it just opened up with everybody just being so heartbroken to hear the news. And Elizabeth had to run and get this whole memorial service all together. So after they get done talking about it, Diane gets up and she said Epiphany wanted you guys to come to the rooftop. She wants you guys, she knows that some of you will be sad. She knows that y'all probably said kind words about her, but she also wants y'all to live, because that's her personality. She was a big personality and she loved life, so she wanted them to live. And so they she had what she had told Liesel earlier was to light fireworks up. And so Liesel, while they're all standing there, Epiphany, they wrote down that, or Diane says Epiphany wanted to go out with a bang, and the fireworks start going off, and Milo said, "Boss, aren't they illegal?" And Sonny was like, "Yes," and Laura was like, "I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that," but it was beautiful, y'all. It was really General Hospital did such a wonderful job on this. And so that was it. That's all they had with Epiphany's memorial. But before we get done, Elizabeth stayed behind for a few moments, right? And Monica called her. Monica does, I guess she doesn't appear on screen anymore, but she called her. And they say that Monica was off at a conference and she was the keynote speaker, and that's why she couldn't get away. But she tells Elizabeth that Epiphany wrote her a letter of recommendation, and Epiphany understood why she did what she did, and she was proud of Elizabeth. So that helped Elizabeth, because she was feeling really sad, and she was just disappointed in herself, and guilty. She felt guilty. But so this helps her. And so, y'all, that was it. It was a beautiful memorial for Epiphany that GH did. And so thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital Edition. If you're watching this on Lanikia TV, you need to go over to Lanikia and subscribe to that channel, because that's where all of my recaps and reviews will be happening going forward on Lanikia channel, not Lanikia TV, starting next Monday. Again, thank you for watching. Be blessed. Goodbye.